Have you ever wondered how you can calm your anxiety? I want to be talking about that today in this podcast. I'm Joe Benjamin. I'm the host of the Joe Benjamin podcast. Good to see you here. I'm also the author of the book called The Work Inside. You can get more information about that book from my website, theworkinside.com. Get yourself registered so you can get behind the scenes and updates about this upcoming book. So let's talk about anxiety and how you can calm yourself, calm your anxiety. Do you suffer from anxiety? Do you get anxiety every now and then? We're going to dig into this subject today because I know many people, especially in this very busy world, do suffer from being anxious, from being afraid, and things of that nature. If you're watching us on YouTube, I want you to make sure that you subscribe and turn on your notifications because we're going to be coming to you every week with enlightening content that's going to help you transform your life. So let me just start off by sharing with you a story. I've talked about this before and I'll probably share more about it. I went on a transformational journey of more than 90 days of trying to become a better person all around. I wanted to become a better dad, a better husband, a better human being, a better son, a better business person, and just be a better person all around. So it was during that journey that I began to learn and uncover secrets on how you can deal with anxiety. Now, I didn't think I was anxious because I'd not really taken time to sit down and study and think about some of the symptoms and the feelings that I had. But as I began to read and research around this subject, I discovered, my goodness, these are the key symptoms of anxiety. See that? So understand this, that anxiety is a response, it's a natural body response, it's an emotional response to either stress in your body, in your life, or a threat that's coming. So actually, anxiety is a good thing because what anxiety is telling you is that there's something needs to change, something needs to happen. And but many people don't know how to deal with it. Now, when anxiety becomes bad is when it becomes excessive, it becomes continuous, and also it begins to disrupt your life to the point that you're constantly anxious. You can't get out of bed. The people that literally can't get out of bed. There's people that actually can't go outside. There's people that can't go to the shops because of anxiety. People that get palpitations because of anxiety. But anxiety doesn't usually start like that. It starts small as an emotion, as a feeling of fear, as a feeling of worry. You become worried about things. So today I just want to share with you, it's a very short podcast because I want to give you some direction, some things that you can actually do. And you might also begin to find out that you have anxiety where you thought you didn't. But if you worry excessively, particularly about a particular thing, and it's like you think about it all the time, you're thinking about it, you're thinking about it, you're thinking about it all the time, that is an indication that you could be very anxious. All right. If you are worried and anxious and you feel a sense of fear about something or some things, that could be a sign that you are anxious. All right. So, as I was going through my 90-day transformational journey, I began to look at my life and I began to check and I began to see that I had some worries that were constant, and those worries were the same. They had a similar pattern. All right. So I would worry about things like finances. I would worry about my health. I would worry about events that were coming. I would worry sometimes about relationships, my relationships with my people that are close to me. I would worry about any plans that I have, you see. And I would worry and I'm thinking, why am I worrying about this? So I want to give you just three things, three steps that are, and implement these three steps. They're going to totally transform your worry life. Now, worry in itself can be a life. Worry can actually be a place where you live. It can actually be an address if you don't address it. So you need to address worry, the root cause of the worry, the root cause of the anxiety, if you want to deal with it. So the first thing is ask yourself the question, why? Why? It's very important for you to figure out why you are anxious. If you're ever going to deal with your anxiety and your worry, stop and think. Every time you become anxious, you become worried, you sweat, you think, oh my goodness, think about it. Why am I worried? Take a pen, take a piece of paper, write down. Okay, right now I could be worried because number one, my bills are due to be paid and I don't have the ability to do so. Okay, number two, uh, I'll be worried about my health. I've not been well lately. Write those things down and look at them and study them. Because here's what's going to happen. As you begin to think about why you are actually anxious in that moment, it allows you and gives you control and power over that anxiety. So what happens with other people is that they become all of a sudden anxious, all of a sudden worried, all of a sudden they don't know what to do, they're panicking, but then they leave that anxiety to go unchecked. Check your anxiety. Every time you feel anxious, ask yourself the question, why am I actually anxious? Why am I actually worried about this? Right? Now, so let's take this example of I'm worried because of an event that's coming. Okay, and I used to do it. If I have an event, if something is coming up, I get anxious, which again, in uh, in small quantities, that anxiety is good because it's adrenaline. It turns you, it gives you energy to do well and to perform, at the event or whatever you want to do. But if the worry is, like, for example, I would worry, what if something goes wrong, right? Or I would worry, what if no people show up? And actually worry and stress about it, yet the event is planned, everything is okay. So number one, first to find out why. Then when you find out why, ask yourself, why actually am I worrying about this? If I've got this event planned, why am I worrying about it? See, because when you actually begin to ask deeper questions, you'll understand that I'm worrying about it because I am not organized enough. Okay. Is that the reason why you're anxious about it? Because you are not organized enough? Okay, it makes sense. You see, so sometimes the worries that we have, they don't have any bearing. They don't have any reason, any formula, why you're actually worrying. But those same worries could have a root cause. So we want to get to the root cause. Okay, I'm worrying because the event is coming, and I'm worrying about it because I'm not prepared enough, and I'm worried about it because I don't have enough resources to give the people that are coming, and stuff like that, right? Now, then it moves me now to the next level. We first find out why. And then the next question that you want to ask to deal with this anxiety is what? What can I do to relieve this anxiety, to stop me worrying about this thing? So, for example, if I was worrying about an event because I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I'm not organized enough, I don't even know if I have enough things to give the people there and stuff, what you need to do is then get organized. Tell yourself, I'm not going to worry about this. because I've planned, I've got an event coming, everything is in order, I've got enough things. If 20 people are coming, I've got 20 things to give the people, 20 pieces of resources. I've got this. I the planning and the what, dealing with the what, is what will help that anxiety to go down. If you're worrying about your finances, you need to think, okay, what can I do to fix this financial problem? Maybe you need to go into your house, into your garage, into your, you know, room, into your spare bedroom, get some old stuff, sell those things, make a bit of money. I don't know, do a garage sale or something. Maybe you need to get rid of something. See, as you move into action, remember, anxiety is a bell, is a trigger, which is telling you that something needs to change, something needs to be done. So it gets worse if you don't do anything about it. So now the next question is what? What can I do? What do I need to do? All right. Or maybe I need to go and get a loan. Maybe I need to sell something. Maybe I need to start a business. Maybe I need to ask for help. Think about this. Sheer asking for help can be the answer to your anxiety. Why am I saying this? Because you're actually doing something about it. I hope this really makes sense. And then the third thing that you want to do, number one, ask why. Number two, what is it I can do to alleviate this anxiety? Number three, how can I deal with this in the long run? Because once you get anxious about something, it's going to happen again. It's a trigger. There's always triggers to anxiety. So, number three is how can I deal with this in the future? Now, dealing with this in the future, the how, can also be the things that you need to do. See, another way is another thing that works as well. And I read about this in a book, is to do with if you're anxious and you're trying to deal with it long term and you worry about something consistently, put aside time to worry. So for example, just use this example of an event. It could be anything, maybe your relationship, maybe worried about your relationship or worried about your children, right? Whatever it is, you're anxious about it. Take some time in your calendar to say, all right, today between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, I'm going to take time to worry about this and think about it and feel the emotions about this thing. But once I'm done between 1 and 2, that's it. My worry hour is gone. All right. And then I can do other things that I need to do. Because if you keep worrying about it, it stops and restricts you from moving forward to do other things that you need to do. See, another strategy that helps a lot is rather than worry and be anxious, the scripture says, don't be anxious of anything. You want to set time to meditate and to pray around this issue that you're worried about. But hear this, you can't worry and pray at the same time. You can worry about a situation and meditate on its solutions at the same time. If it's worry hour, just worry about it. If it's meditation and prayer hour, to be able to find insights and a way out, focus on that, because you can't do both at the same time. Now, when you worry and you uh, do that and you finish, and maybe another moment you pray, don't do both. And you'll begin to see that every time the worry comes, you know exactly what to do. And also, rather than it being like a subconscious thought that just comes to you and nags you and you don't even know what to do with it, you become more alert and more aware whenever you start dripping and sliding into anxiety. You ask yourself again, why am I worrying? What can I do right now to deal with this issue? What can I do to change? What can I change in my life? You see, if ever you feel stuck in life, something needs to change. Let me say that again. Many people don't know this. That's why they remain stuck in their life for good. But if you are stuck in life, it means something needs to change. It means you need to change the way you do things. You need to change your friends. Maybe the time you wake up in the morning. Maybe the the way you talk, the way you think. Something needs to change. And as that changes, it changes the dynamic of everything around you. Same thing with anxiety. If you feel anxious, something needs to change. Maybe you need to be more prepared. Maybe if you're anxious about your children, talk to your children. Anxious about your relationship, talk to your husband, to your wife, talk to your partner, talk to them. It alleviates that anxiety. So these are secrets that I found to work in my life. Whenever I feel anxiety coming, I start worrying about something, I immediately stop myself, stop my mind, and I ask my mind, why are you worrying? And many times, I'll tell you the secret, you worry about even good things and good opportunities. Why? It's a mindset thing. And understand as well, anxiety is its emotions. It's emotional. These are emotion. It's an emotional thing. So emotions can be created and can be destroyed. Think about that for a minute. Anything that can be created can be destroyed in as much as it was created. Same thing with your emotions. So you are not your emotions. You are not your fears. You are not your worries. They are just emotions that want to take the better of you. I hope this helps you. I hope this brings light to you. As I always say, the amount of light within you is the amount of abundance. The amount of light within you is the amount of growth that you have. Scripture says this: if the light that is in you is darkness, there's no light to talk about. See? So same thing with anxiety. If the more light you get within, inner light, as you elevate your inner light, guess what? The anxiety starts to go. It starts to go because there's so much light within you that no darkness can stay within you. So I want to declare more light to you, more peace, more calm. Try what I've shared with you in this video. Every time it happens, stop yourself. Think, why? What can I do about it? What needs to change? And then put in place a permanent network, a permanent um, format that you can use, framework that you can use to overcome whenever anxiety comes your way. I hope this serves you, and I hope this brings transformation to your life. I'll see you in the next podcast. Thank you for listening.